A Singapore couple just sold their HDB flat, gave up their car, pulled their children out of school for 6 months, and started driving across Asia to Turkey. Not for business, not for migration, but for time. Right now, Natasha and Sharam are somewhere in Thailand with their 2 children, aged 5 and 6, slowly making their way across 10 countries in a Malaysia-registered camper van. Their route includes China, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, and Georgia before finally reaching Turkey. And what makes this story interesting is not just the distance. It's the timing. Their children are entering primary school next year. Once formal education begins, long-term travel becomes much harder. Schedules tighten. Exams arrive. Life becomes structured around routines. So the couple decided this may be their only realistic window to do something extreme together as a family. According to them, this was not a sudden decision. The plan reportedly took around 10 years. They adjusted finances carefully, prepared emotionally, and even slowly introduced the idea to their children months before leaving Singapore. The internet focused heavily on one detail. They sold their HDB flat. But honestly, the bigger story may be what this says about changing priorities among younger families. For decades, the standard Singapore path was simple. Study, work, buy a home, build stability, repeat. Now, more families are questioning whether stability alone is enough. Especially after the pandemic, many people started rethinking how they spend time with their children. Not just money, not just career progression, but actual time. And here's where things become more layered. Some viewers will see this trip as inspiring. Others may see it as risky or unrealistic. Because 6 months on the road with young children is not a holiday. It is constant planning. Food, health, safety, fatigue, border crossings, language barriers, unexpected breakdowns. The couple themselves admitted traveling with children can be exhausting. But Natasha, who has 13 years of experience as an education therapist, says learning is still happening every day. The children keep journals. They practice reading online. They manage their own belongings. And they are exposed to cultures and languages most adults never experience firsthand. That raises an interesting question. What actually counts as education today? Because traditional classrooms teach structure and academic foundations. But real-world travel can teach adaptability, communication, problem-solving, and independence. The challenge is balance. Not every family can afford to pause normal life and travel across continents. And not every child thrives outside formal schooling environments. But this story reflects something larger happening globally. More parents are exploring homeschooling, remote work, slow travel, alternative lifestyles. Technology has made some of this possible. The pandemic made many people emotionally willing to consider it. And in Singapore especially, where life often feels tightly scheduled, stories like this naturally trigger strong reactions. Some people admire the courage. Others worry about long-term financial trade-offs. Because eventually the trip ends. Reality resumes. The family still needs to reintegrate into daily Singapore life after months of constant movement. But maybe that's exactly why the story resonates. It is not really about Turkey. It is about whether modern families are becoming more willing to prioritize experiences over long-term predictability, and whether memories today are starting to compete directly with traditional definitions of success. The couple says health and safety now guide every decision. No night driving, flexible schedules, no rigid itinerary. That alone shows how differently people travel once children are involved. This is also part of a wider trend we are seeing globally. Families downsizing, people delaying conventional milestones, parents searching for experiences that feel more meaningful than routines. not because they reject stability entirely, but because many no longer believe stability automatically guarantees fulfillment. The big question is this: would you ever sell your home and pause normal life to spend 6 months traveling with your children across multiple countries? Or do you think the risks outweigh the memories? Like, share, and subscribe to 2230.